Hi, how are you guys? It's Jay Victoria, the Energy Queen. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I want to welcome you here and let you know that this is hopefully going to be a really interesting place for you to discover some new ideas that I hope really mean a lot to you. Um, the ideas I talk about here are going to be from my own experience, seeing the energy world, and that ability came to me after going through a life-threatening illness, basically having a near-death experience and being able to after that see the energy world visually. And it's been such a life changer for me. It has completely changed my life, and I now work with clients, coaching them and clearing their energy with my method that clears negative energy instantly, called Energy Queen Alchemy. So welcome. And today, as you can see in the title, I'm going to be talking about how to heal faster. 3 tips on how to heal faster. I actually asked Jesus, what do you want me to talk about? And this is what he said. So I trust that, and I hope this really helps you. So just so you know, the stuff I talk about is jam-packed information because there's honestly so much to say. But I'm all about just wanting to give you the information because I feel like knowledge really is power. And if you're like I was when I was searching, and I'm always still searching, for answers about life, I find that sometimes it's just like even one idea is gonna fill in a gap for you. So that's why I give a lot of info, because I don't know who's gonna need to hear what, and I know that there's gonna be more than one person watching this, hopefully. So that's just something for you to know, that just take from it whatever fills in the gaps for you in your knowledge, and take that knowledge and experiment with it and try it out, because I'm really all about that. If anything I say is true, then you're going to be able to use that in your life and have a better life. So, as a result. So, the first tip I have for how to heal faster is understand how your energy creates your life. Okay? And so I'm not just going to leave you there. I'm going to explain what that means. So I think about this a lot, and it surprises me truly how true this is. And I'm not saying like I figured out life. I honestly, like, there's always more to figure out. But one really key thing that I did figure out, which I find completely fascinating and honestly groundbreaking because it's so real, is that when people talk about like we live in a matrix, and all those kind of ideas, or a simulation, you know what it really is? And I really stand by this after having tested this for the past 6 years. Reality is very interestingly a reflection of your energy. Your reality is a reflection of your personal energy at any given time. And one thing to know about the energy world is that it's a place of instant movement, instant change. It moves so fast, faster than anything we can comprehend in the physical world, because the physical world is bound by physical laws, gravity, weight, not being able to bilocate. If you're in this location, you're in this location. The physicality of the world, I think, confuses us and blinds us to the reality of the energy world, which is very different, similar in some ways, because it's actually a very physical place itself, except it's not bound by the physical laws of the physical 3D world. So the energy world holds so many secrets, therefore, for us about life, because this world, I call it a different world because it's not the world that we see, it's the world beyond what we see, but it creates what we see. So it matters. And I like to think of the energy world and the physical world as 50-50. They equally matter. Just as much as your physical world matters to you, your body, your surroundings, what happens in your life, the energy world matters just as much. They really are, equal. And this words for that can also be masculine energy, which is the physical world, and then feminine energy, which is the energy or spiritual world. But the energy world is very real, and it really does create and come even before what manifests in the physical world. You probably already know that. But what you might not know is that the qualities of that world and what it looks like and how real it really is, how physical it is, except again, it's not bound by physical laws. So I'm telling you this so you understand how fast your own energy can change, how fast. When we're speaking about how to heal faster, it's like what healing is a state of being that is natural to you. So healing is really coming back to who you really are. And another secret about healing, this is where the info gets potent. Another secret about healing is that what healing is actually coming back to the present. Because being unhealed is a state of being either in the past or worried about the future. A lot of the times it's about the past mostly. That's where trauma and fear can keep us actually like feeling actually stuck in certain moments in time, not just in your childhood, but in your past lives as well. So healing is about being present, truly coming back to the present moment. So that's a secret right there. The more present you become, the more healed you become in general. So that's why meditation is really wonderful. And anything at all that brings you back to the present will actually heal you faster, truly. But yeah, so the energy world is a place of instant change. It's a place of movement. It's a place of like, I see things going like that, like just so fast, like I see negative energies come out of people. I see positive energies come into people, like light coming in, dark coming out, sometimes dark coming in, it's unbelievably quick, and it's unbelievably responsive to one thing. And if you're a student of mine, I have a program called Energy School where I teach you how to see energy and clear negative energy. But you'll know the word that I'm going to say. There's one key word to understand about all of the energy world that unlocks the mystery of it. Okay? It's really exciting. It took me a long time to figure out this. What the energy world responds to is something that's within your power, and that is your beliefs. Now, beliefs are different than thoughts. Beliefs are, I like to call it, a movement of your soul. It's a decision that your soul makes. And why do I know, and why do I call it a movement of your soul? Because the moment you believe something, that's when those things happen. So it's not when you're thinking or you're going and you're pondering. It's when your soul actually chooses, I believe that. Do you ever have those moments where you're like, you can feel yourself believe something, good or bad, positive or negative? You can feel that moment, whether it's believing a fear about something or, maybe having an aha moment or a realization, that's a positive one. What you might not realize is that in those moments, the energy world responds. That's the language and what unlocks the energy world. And why does that matter? Because the energy world creates your life. Your energy, the state of your energy, creates your reality. So when you have those moments of either believing something positive or negative, what happens is the energy of that belief, by the way, energy, what we call energy, is actually different beliefs. That's what energy is. And I'm making like a ball because sometimes it's in like a shape like that. Like a positive energy, I see a lot of it just as like a ball of light, honestly. And negative energy, I see a lot, I would describe it kind of like, there are a lot of different qualities of negative energy, and I have a lot of expertise in this because I clear it from people. So I've seen so many different representations of negative energy because it represents itself differently depending on the observer. That's another difference between the physical world and the energy world, is that the energy world actually can present itself visually different depending on who's looking at it. It's kind of like, if you remember the Bogart, is that what it's called? The Bogart in Harry Potter, the thing that comes out of the closet, and it has no real shape, but depending on who's observing it, or working with it, it'll take a different shape. So that's what the energy world is actually like. It's really cool. So it's depending on the frequency. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go into too many tangents, but the energy itself is just it's a frequency. You know, what makes it light or dark is just the frequency that it is. But what that frequency is specifically, do you feel like you're in school? Hopefully it's a fun school. I kind of feel like my program is a little bit like Hogwarts. Specifically, what the energies are, what makes them light or dark, is how true, get this, how true the belief that it is if you look at it from God's perspective. Okay, I'll keep explaining. It'll land. So it's like, really, like when you look at energy in the energy world, this is what it's like. And this is what it's like for all the beings, to my knowledge, that, you know, angels and like everybody who's in the energy world, I believe, knows this. I'm always learning. Okay, I felt like they just told me it's okay to say this. So it's like, they don't even really see it like we do, like positive, negative, good, bad, light, dark. They see it more like true or not true. So the energies that are the beliefs that are in the bigger picture, like God's perspective, actually true, those are going to be light energies or positive energies, positive beliefs. And how light or how dark, all along that spectrum of light to dark, right? A whole spectrum. Think of like the gradient of light to dark. It will only be based on how true the belief is in the bigger picture view. So let's take a belief like a really common one, actually, I'm not good enough. A lot of people have that belief. Where do you think on the scale of light to dark that's going to be? Because is I'm not good enough, if you looked at that belief from not your perspective, God's perspective, the one true perspective, would that actually be true, do you think? No, right? So that'll be a darker energy, a darker belief. And so it's like a chunk of energy that's negative. And if you have that belief right now, I'm not good enough, which many of us do, I use that one because that's the most common negative belief I ever work with. I worked with, I think at this point, like thousands of clients across the whole world. I'm not good enough is a chunk, like a dark negative energy. And if you believe that right now, it's in you somewhere. And here's the thing, if it's in you, it'll be showing up in your life, because your life, again, is a reflection of your energy, your beliefs. But again, we're talking about healing fast. Beliefs can change, and you can work on beliefs. You see these little notes on my wall right here? This is one of my tricks. You put beliefs that you want to believe around you, even if it's on your wall or your background on your phone or anywhere, because the more you expose yourself to positive beliefs, the more you practice them, and then you'll start to have more of those moments where you actually believe them. And when you actually believe them, the light of that positive belief comes into you. And when it's in you and it's positive, it means your life will be more positive, because your energy and the frequencies that are in you, the beliefs, create your reality. And it's this real. I have popcorn here to show you. Your life is like going to the movie, when you go to the movie theater and there's a screen in front of you. What you're watching, you know it's not real. Like if you're at a movie with Tom Cruise in the movie or Brad Pitt, you're not like, oh my God, Brad Pitt's here. You're like, no, I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a projection, you know, on this big screen of Brad Pitt, you know? Life is, it's like very much like that. The difference with life is it does have the physical aspect where we're interacting with it, but I'm talking about the energy aspect of it is just like that. It's literally watching a projection of what is inside of you. And this means that the faster you can change what's inside of you, the faster your life changes as well. And I'm talking like, remember how fast energy changes, right? So I've seen this with my sessions with my clients. I had a really big thing happen with me this week because I had a client or my student practicing on me, and she was clearing out negative energy, and then something in my life during the session changed drastically. I found out after the session, and it's a really real concept that makes our growth and our, you know, healing and the change that we want to create in our life like so much faster when you understand these concepts. And I know it's a lot of potent info, but again, I hope I'm filling in some gaps for you that you can start using, because again, what this means is that the faster your energy gets cleared of the negativity, what we call negativity, the untrue beliefs, the beliefs that you're believing that aren't actually true, the faster those are out of you, the more your life becomes more positive, truly. And it's a double effect of clearing out negative, adding in positive. And the cool thing about each belief is that you can imagine it like a coin. There's a flip side, there's a positive and a negative side. Why stuff like this, the positive beliefs, exposing them to yourself to them, practicing them, actually training yourself to like believe, that's what affirmations are, by the way. So the more you practice and practice and practice something, you actually might start believing it the moment you actually believe it. And you might not know when that is, but it will happen if you expose yourself again and again and again. You literally like practice. It's like being at the gym. It will come into you. And the cool thing about that is you can't hold the negative and the positive belief at the same time. So essentially, when the positive comes in, the negative has to leave. The negative version of that particular belief. So right now, what I'm saying is that to heal faster, not just feel better, have clearer energy, which impacts your health, which impacts your mental health, the way you look, all kinds of things. It's a good anti-ager, by the way, too. I'm probably way older than hopefully you think I am. But you can literally engineer on purpose positive beliefs into yourself, positive energies into yourself, and extract the negative version of those energies, like the dark side of those, at the same time by practicing positive beliefs. So that's why affirmations can work. That's also why they don't always work, because if you don't truly believe it at some point, then it's not really going to change anything. So what I recommend is you take the thing that's the hardest for you in your life right now. You take, another word for negative belief is fear. You take the greatest fears that you have and you flip it into the positive version of that. So if it's I'm not good enough, pick anything that feels like the opposite of that. It could be I am good enough. I am always good enough. I am so valued and cherished by the world, or whatever those words that feel personal to you are. Put them on your wall, and I want you to look at it every day. I want you to say it out loud every day. I want you to expose yourself to that idea and that belief as much as possible. And if you do that, let's say you do it for 30 days, though we don't know exactly the moment you're going to believe it, the more you practice it, the more likely you are to invite in that belief, because you're actually going to start believing it at some point. And when you do that, the negative version will come out. Therefore, all of a sudden, remember the energy word was really fast. All of a sudden, when that happens, your energy is positive, you've let go of negative, what happens to your life? It also gets more positive, just like that. So that's one way you can heal faster. I know that was a really long answer for the first point. Another way to heal really fast is to understand your past lives. I am a believer in this. I will tell you, I'm a champion for this. I grew up Catholic. I'm still very Catholic. I wear my medals. I go to church. I get communion. I pray the rosary every day. I do all the Catholic stuff. I'm Irish Catholic, both my dad and my mom's side. But by the way, Jesus taught me like everything I'm talking about. So like, there's that. But like, the past life thing is so real. And just in my experience, I've always been drawn to Buddhism and lots of different ideas and ideologies. But like, I never knew how real this was. I had past life therapy because I could not heal. Why am I even making this video, by the way? I know what it's like to not heal fast. I know the terror of living year after year in a shitty state of energy, and your life sucks too because your energy is negative. So yeah, you're dealing with all kinds of stuff you hate all the time. You feel shitty. I know what that's like, and I'm passionate now about helping people to like get through that stuff faster. One of the reasons I even want to make this video and why I do the work I do, clearing people's energy and coaching, like it's just, I know that pain, you know, I could almost cry like thinking about it. It's so hard. I feel you. But there's lots of good news in this video. And so during my time of searching, because sometimes it's like that, you know, and I know even people who've worked with me, it's like sometimes it's all part of a deeper journey that you go through. And there are different people that show up at different points along the way. For me, there was someone who did past life therapy. She was really good, and I trusted her, and I felt really guided to work with her. So I did it, and I found out about all these past lives that I had no idea. They all felt so real, and I didn't even know if it would work on me. So you know how you get, you know, work done sometimes, and you're like, I don't know if it'll work on me. I didn't know if it would work on me. It totally worked on me, and I just understood experiences and lives that my soul had lived, you know, that I think about all the time still. And I think about those people and those, you know, and it was just so real, and there was such purging of emotion. And in one of my lives, you know, something really traumatic happened, and I actually cried and I sobbed, you know, and it was just like, my mind was like, why am I crying like this? But like my soul was really crying, you know, about that. And there are some times when you come and you're here right now as this person, there's sometimes like a key past life, I find, that, this is just my opinion and my experience, but it feels like there's like a key past life that you're really healing from. It might be your most recent, it might not, it might just be something that your soul is really holding on to. Speaking of those negative beliefs, like that's what your soul is holding on to in particular. And those are the key issues that you're dealing with. When you're talking about healing, a lot of times that's what you're healing from, and you don't even realize it's not even from this life. So like, I recommend looking into past lives, past life therapy. I do a lot of past life work with my clients. A lot of time I know what their past life is when I'm talking to them. I see it in a session. I've told people about their past lives, and how do I know? I don't know. I just, you know, it just comes and it feels like it's clear. And those are the key things that you're working through a lot of the time in this life. And it really it impacts your life in the most practical ways: money, relationships, your career, your body. A lot of my clients, and me included, like a lot of physical issues completely deeply connected to the past life experience. And it helps your life this time around make so much sense. And it also gives you sort of like a clear agenda of what you need to work on and why you're going through it, and also compassion for yourself, because your life is not just supposed to be suffering and hard. It's about literally healing key things. And you'll see, if you look at it through that lens, that God is always trying to help you heal something in specific. And I am also a big champion of, you're supposed to heal fast. That's why God taught me to do how I could do. I know it because I went through the slow way. I went through the years and the decades, and I was literally like, I knew, you guys, I knew I wasn't gonna live long enough to heal myself at the rate I was going. I was like, there are way too many things. And so God taught me how to take out the root of the problem, which is negative energy, and clear that and dissolve that instantly. And that's a new idea. That was a new idea for me. I didn't know anybody who did that or talked about that the way that I do now. And it has completely transformed everything about my life. It has accelerated the healing, and it does that for the clients I work with too. And people ask me sometimes, like, Jaya, am I allowed to just like have things dissolved? And the answer is yeah, because why are you here? You're not here to suffer. You're here to bring your light. God wants you to be healed. And I think how fast we go, this is just me talking, is like kind of up to us. You know, it's like, I think that he really wants us to be healed, and to, like, for him, it's like, I gave you all these gifts and I want you to use them. But sometimes for us to like get to the place where we're like in that state of giving to the world, it's like we need to overcome things in ourselves to come back to, again, that healed state of who we naturally are. And you have to get what's out of the way, in the way, out of the way, to do that, to be that. But that is the point. So there's no wrong in healing faster. Like, why not be healed sooner so that you can bring more light into the world? Don't you see how much the world needs your light? Right? So, and by the way, our light is so unique and individual, and yours matters, by the way, and it's irreplaceable. So yeah, you need to heal, and you need to get there. Like, we need you right now. We needed you yesterday. You know what I mean? We need you right now. Like, we need light warriors. We need people who are like just doing what they're here to do, whatever that is. Literally, whatever that is. Whatever job or career, or even just sharing your love and your light. I'm only here talking to you because I learned how to heal faster. If I wasn't even in the healed state I'm in now, or the degree of healing I'm in now, I wouldn't be talking to you. So, like, you benefit people when you heal faster. And what I see in the sessions I've learned is only what God permits me to dissolve. And I don't always see everything, but I'm always shocked at how much I do see when I clear people's energy. It's a lot. We're allowed to have a lot just like come out right now. That's how much God just wants you to be who you're here to be, you know? And yeah, that brings me to my third point, how to heal faster. Get your energy cleared. No secret, if you've been on my channel, I do sessions, I coach. I really believe in my work, and for me not to talk about it would be like a dentist not talking about seeing a dentist. It's just the way it is, you know? And I am so amazed. I'm going to be honest. I'm so amazed at at this work. I'm so amazed that this is possible. I'm so amazed at the energy world and how we can use the principles to create methods like this, which is what I did. And when your energy gets cleared, and I mean cleared, when I say cleared, what I mean is there are so many layers in your soul, and each one represents a different moment in time. So you can imagine like a tree with all the rings. Like I've been doing this work for 6 years now, and I'm still clearing out like major stuff from my energy. You know, that past life stuff, I'm still like today, like getting like stuff and programs and like negative. Today I saw like a thing that looked like almost like a digital energy is weirdly very digital, by the way, too. It's very technological. It's like fascinating. So this weird like program that was like really technological, and the way I clear energy specifically is I bring in a positive frequency that I believe is positive with that negative frequency, and when you put them in the same physical space, the negative can't be there anymore. When you combine light and dark, positive and negative, the positive literally dissolves the negative. So you can literally dissolve the root of like these crazy traumas and like all kinds of things, past life stuff, so fast with EQA, my method, because God taught me that that's how that works. And so because I'm Catholic, the number one tool I use is like the blood of Christ, or when he was on the cross, blood and water came out. And so I use the water, I use the blood, and they're physical elements because his body never decomposed. Like he rose again, so he's still very physically real. And so I literally bring that in. And today I did that with this like, you know, digital, it almost looked like a microchip, like it was like really like complicated. But in like, you know, I wipe it out like that fast, because if you combine the positive frequency with the negative frequency, no matter how complicated, instantly, it's like cleaning. It's like getting a facial for your soul. And it's instant. I'm talking instant. And yes, like I described, there can be a lot of layers in your energy. But clearing, when I say clear energy, what I mean is like getting some of those layers out of you. And I've worked with clients for one session, I've worked with clients for years. Everybody's different, everybody's journey is different, but getting your energy updated basically, or getting some stuff out of the way for you, is so key in helping you heal faster, because it can be fast. And with the biggest issues I'll say that you deal with, I found that there can be a lot of layers. So sometimes I'm just somebody that comes in and I get some layers off for somebody, and then they have a bunch of realizations, and you know, they get to feel clearer and lighter, and instantly after sessions people even look different because your energy, you know, changes the way you look. But yeah, these problems can be just peeling away layers, so that you might still be dealing with that, but you're at a different level, and it's instant. It's like you're at a different level today than you were yesterday, you know? So that's Energy Queen Alchemy, and I really love it. And if you're interested in booking a session with me or finding out more about my work, I'll put my interview link in the description. I would love to talk to you. I'll put my email there as well if you have any questions for me. But I really do hope, my intention here is I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you got a lot of knowledge, and if you would like to take that further step, I'd love to talk to you. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you a lot of love right now, and thank you for subscribing and being here and liking the video so other people will be more likely to see it, and comment. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Bye.